Hey everybody, it's me again. So today I'm going to tell a little story while I'm drinking a Miller Lite. Okay, this is going back to like middle school days. All right, this is I'm going to say 8th grade. This is 8th grade. It was a brand new year for me, and everything was good. But here it was. So I guess it was the like not even half the year. It was like still the beginning of the year, and I guess there was this little sixth grader or seventh grader. I don't know. At that time, I was sitting there and waiting for the bell to ring. Because at that time I walked to school or rode my bike to school. The school was like a mile away. It wasn't that far. But anyways, I rode my bike to school, went to school, so sitting there, talked to some friends, and then after that, everything was good. And then this one dude comes up to me and he's like, "Hey man," and he was like a little jit. He was like just a little jit, you know. His name was like Shannon, I think it was, but it was a boy. Yeah, it was a boy, but he was like a little jit. He was like, "Man, I don't care, man, I don't care." But anyways, he was like, "Hey man, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Okay, man, how you doing, man?" And I was like this, "Okay, how you doing?" And then I was good. I was good. So the bell rang like within like say like 5 minutes or so. So I go ahead and I go in. I go in the freaking thing, and I go into school. I'm gonna get on my way to class. And the same kid that I just gave dap to comes up to me and kind of like pushes me, and I'm like, "Dude, what the hell are you doing, dude?" And then he punches me in the face, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "You want to fight? What the fuck?" And then eventually, I grabbed his little ass and I threw him up against the wall, and I'm like, "Rah!" And then I'm like, "Blah, blah, blah," I'm beating the fuck out of him and everything else. And the next thing I know, I felt like somebody like tried to like grab a hold of me. I don't know. There, and I was like, "Get off me! Get the fuck off me!" And next thing I know, I felt something and like on my back of my elbow. I don't know what it was, but I was just like I felt something hard. That's all I know. I was like, "Wham!" And I didn't think anything of it. The next thing I know, I was down on the ground, and then finally, eventually, I was told, "Sir, you need to get up. You need to get up now." And I'm like, "What the hell?" And then next thing I know, uh, freaking handcuffs were put on me, and I'm like, "What the hell?" And it was the resource officer, and the resource officer was like, "You hit me in the face." It was like, "You little shit," and I'm like, "What the hell?" And then I was like, "I didn't think anything of it, So apparently, freaking, I had too many referrals for farting and also for fighting or a couple times. But they weren't like little fights. There was more like, "Oh, you motherfucker," and everything else. I was cussing in class, and then I got in trouble. So, anyways, too many referrals for that. So, anyways, I guess like 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks before that, I guess apparently, I was developing more in my body, and one of my teachers saw that I was getting a boner. Okay, so I decided to fix it. I didn't, really put my hands down my pants. I just happened to notice that it was coming out of like my leg hole or whatever. So I was like, "Oh shit," But I didn't think nobody noticed, at that time. I was like, "Oh shit," I'm sitting down. I don't care. Nobody else is like, there was nobody, like no other kids or anything around me trying to see like, "Oh hey man, he's got his junk out," or anything. So freaking, that happened, and then they said about, "Well, you have to go to a different school because this has happened. You have a choice. You could go to juvenile detention, or I could go to this school named ALC for 45 days." And I was like, "What?" And then my grandfather had to come pick me up. there, and this is like within, like an hour of that school day. So I was sitting in there for like a while, and he's like, "Oh yeah, 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 what happened?" Well, he got into a fist fight. Okay, and then they brought that up, and they said it was masturbating in class. So I'm like, "What the fuck?" I got pissed off with that. I was like, "That's bullshit." I was like, I was just trying to fix myself, not trying to like be like, "Oh, I'm playing with myself" or anything. So that pissed me off. So fucking, the freaking assistant manager at the time said, "Well, you could come back to this school. You can." After that 45 days, I'm gonna let this one slide with the masturbating. This is stupid. Um, you're a good kid, but we can't have you fighting. There, you got too many referrals for your cussing. And for the fighting, so those ones you're going to be in trouble for. So we're going to have you go to ALC for 45 days, and then you could come back to this middle school. So I was like, okay, I could do that. So I ended up going to that other school after like, I guess 14 days of me being suspended, I guess. So my grandfather was like, no video games, no nothing. I could go outside all I want there and play on a football or play catch by myself or do that kind of thing. Ride my bike. But besides that, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't go over to a friend's house. I couldn't do anything. But anyways, that's that story there. And I gotta say, I can't remember what cop that was or anything, but it was a resource officer. That's all I know. But I'm hoping he's retired now. And yeah, that's it. Anywho, that's that story. Hope y'all enjoy. That actually happened to me in real life. So here we go. So anyways, everybody, there's that. There's the Miller Lite. I'm gonna take another swig and catch you on the flip side. And remember to have mercy and have a nice day. Yeah.